Narcissists often behave in these unsettling ways day after day once you decide to stop engaging with them, and the patterns behind their actions can be deeply disturbing. Many people witness these behaviors without fully understanding what is happening beneath the surface. When someone chooses distance or silence, the narcissist does not simply move on. Instead, their routines, reactions, and emotional strategies become more intense and calculated, revealing habits that are both confusing and emotionally draining for those involved. You may have noticed how chaotic and unpredictable a narcissist can appear. One moment they act as though you are invisible, and the next they seem overly interested or invested. This sharp switch between extremes can leave anyone feeling unsettled. Going from being treated like a stranger to being placed at the center of their attention and then suddenly dismissed again is not accidental. This unstable behavior is a tool narcissists rely on, and it serves a very specific psychological purpose. After flooding someone with attention, affection, or interest, narcissists often withdraw abruptly. To an outside observer, this may look careless or impulsive, but there is intent behind it. The withdrawal is meant to destabilize the other person emotionally. By creating confusion and emotional discomfort, the narcissist gains a sense of control. They take satisfaction in watching someone question their worth, their importance, and their sense of peace. At the core of these actions is the narcissist's need to confirm their own significance. They enjoy drawing someone in, sparking curiosity and attachment, and then acting as if that person no longer matters. This behavior helps them convince both themselves and others that they are powerful and unaffected. You become part of a silent control experiment, and the emotional stress you feel feeds their ego. When a narcissist suddenly stops communicating and notices that it causes anxiety, confusion, or desperation in you, it reinforces their sense of dominance. Your concern and your attempts to repair the situation give them the attention they crave. This reaction aligns perfectly with their intentions, especially when they use intense affection followed by sudden distance. They know they can step back and simply watch the emotional impact unfold. During these silent periods, narcissists often appear calm and detached. In reality, they are waiting and observing. They expect you to feel unsteady and assume you will eventually reach out for reassurance or clarity. This push and pull dynamic frequently works in their favor, especially with partners or people who are emotionally invested. Unfortunately, this cycle can repeat endlessly, leaving the other person trapped in fear, uncertainty, and self-doubt. Consider what happens when your response does not follow their expectations. Imagine reacting to their withdrawal with the same indifference they show you. At first, they may assume it is temporary, believing you will return because they are convinced of your attachment. But if that return never happens and you continue living your life without chasing them, something shifts inside the narcissist. In these moments, a quiet anxiety begins to form. Doubt creeps in regarding their assumptions, their tactics, and even their self-image. They start questioning themselves. Did they misjudge the situation? Were they wrong about how important they are to you? Could their behavior actually cause them to lose access to you? These thoughts clash with their need to feel superior and in control. Eventually, many narcissists attempt to reconnect. They often do this casually, acting as though nothing ever happened. A simple message, a friendly question, or a light greeting appears, as if the silence was mutual or insignificant. They may ask how you have been, why you have not spoken, or what has been occupying your time, pretending they were not the ones who created the distance. During this reconnection, they carefully analyze your response. They look for signs of attachment, fear of loss, or emotional loyalty. Their goal is to measure how much influence they still have over you. If they sense your interest weakening, they may intensify their efforts. This often shows up as renewed charm, increased attention, or subtle gestures designed to make you feel valued again. Once they believe your emotional investment has been restored, the pattern often repeats. They pull away again, creating distance, and then enjoy the emotional reaction they believe they caused. Knowing that your sadness or worry stems from their behavior reinforces their sense of power. This cycle can continue as long as the narcissist feels they are winning. Now imagine reversing the roles completely. Picture choosing not to pursue them when they withdraw and instead widening the distance even further. This response can shock a narcissist, especially if they previously relied on you as a consistent source of validation. This does not require manipulation or games. It simply means refusing to participate. In doing so, you disrupt their expectations and challenge their sense of control. Narcissists typically believe they are the strategist in every interaction. They see themselves as the one in charge, assuming others will react predictably. When you do not, it creates internal conflict. They expected compliance, pursuit, or emotional reaction. Instead, they are faced with uncertainty, which undermines their confidence and sense of superiority. When you mirror their coldness and show no emotional response, narcissists often enter a phase of intense overthinking. They struggle to understand why you are not following the script they created. This confusion can quickly turn into frustration or anger. Ironically, these negative emotions often cause them to focus even more on you. In some cases, when someone reflects a narcissist's own behavior back at them, the narcissist becomes more invested than the other person ever was. They may fixate on understanding you, searching for vulnerabilities, or trying to regain an upper hand. Narcissists are highly competitive and expect to dominate interactions, so being outmaneuvered is deeply unsettling for them. Imitating a narcissist's detachment can be effective in disrupting their tactics, but it is not meant to be a long-term strategy. This approach should not turn into a power struggle. The ultimate objective should always be your freedom from the situation. Remaining engaged, even passively, can keep the emotional connection alive longer than intended. When a narcissist encounters someone they once underestimated and realizes that person is no longer predictable, it forces them into uncomfortable self-reflection. They may question whether there are similarities between you and themselves. Your independence and emotional strength contradict the image they originally formed of you, which creates internal tension. Predictability is essential for narcissists when it comes to people they use for validation. Knowing how someone will react provides them with comfort and control. When that predictability disappears, they may become restless and uneasy. Your refusal to conform to their expectations disrupts their sense of order and authority. This discomfort can quickly turn into obsession. Your unexpected behavior and visible resilience make you stand out. You no longer fit into the limited role they assigned you. As a result, they may spend an excessive amount of time thinking about you, questioning your motives, and wondering how they lost control of the dynamic. These thoughts can dominate their mental space for long periods. Days, weeks, or even months may pass with the narcissist replaying interactions and searching for explanations. This mental fixation represents a deep emotional investment, even if they would never openly admit it. The more unpredictable you remain, the stronger this fixation can grow. Narcissists often devote the most energy to individuals who challenge them or refuse to be controlled. Standing up to them or stepping away can place you at the center of their attention. However, this attention is not healthy or safe. Managing a situation where a narcissist is emotionally focused on you can become increasingly difficult over time. As their investment deepens, separating yourself may feel more complicated. Continued interaction, even brief or neutral, can strengthen their attachment. This is why maintaining firm distance is crucial. Avoid giving them reasons to stay mentally or emotionally connected to you. While it may initially feel empowering to disrupt their tactics, prolonged engagement can draw you deeper into a toxic cycle. Over time, the emotional strain can increase, and the narcissist's fixation may intensify. Choosing to walk away fully and release the connection is often the healthiest option. Avoid long conversations, explanations, or emotional exchanges, as these only feed their need for control and understanding. Each interaction gives them more material to analyze and more reason to stay focused on you. Protecting your peace requires consistency and clarity in your boundaries. Narcissists operate with a mindset driven by winning and appearing confident. When faced with situations or people they cannot dominate, they may become intensely focused and mentally trapped. This unhealthy hyper-focus reflects their internal instability rather than any value or obligation on your part. When they realize their interpretation of events was wrong, they can spiral into repetitive thought patterns. This mental loop is exhausting for them and fuels their desire to regain control. Narcissists often expect others to chase them, and when that does not happen, their frustration grows. If ignoring them leads to them pursuing you, it is essential to remain committed to ending the connection. Their attempts to re-engage may become more dramatic or persistent, but giving in only restarts the cycle. Recognizing the toxicity of the dynamic is the first step toward protecting yourself. Understanding their behavior, motivations, and thought patterns allows you to make informed decisions. With this awareness, you can prioritize your well-being and choose distance over chaos. Breaking free from their influence is not about winning a game, but about reclaiming your peace and moving forward without their control. While reflecting their behavior when they choose to ignore, you can sometimes feel like a smart short-term response. The true objective should always be to leave the unhealthy dynamic completely. Protecting your mental clarity and emotional stability must come before any urge to prove a point or regain control. Understanding how these toxic patterns work makes it easier to detach without guilt and to prioritize your own well-being over maintaining a damaging connection. Handling difficult relationships becomes far more manageable once you fully recognize the psychological tactics and emotional manipulation narcissists rely on. Awareness removes confusion and replaces it with clarity. When you understand their motives, their reactions lose their power over you, allowing you to make choices that support your peace instead of feeding the cycle that keeps you stuck. Narcissists act in these unsettling ways every single day after you decide to distance yourself from them, and the repeated patterns are deeply troubling. Many people observe these behaviors without realizing what is happening beneath the surface. Once you stop engaging, the narcissist does not simply move on. Instead, their habits intensify, revealing consistent emotional strategies meant to pull you back into their control. You may have noticed the chaotic and unpredictable nature of a narcissist's behavior. One moment they treat you like a stranger, and the next they show overwhelming interest. These sudden shifts can leave you confused and emotionally off balance. Going from being ignored to being intensely pursued and then dismissed again feels uncomfortable and destabilizing, yet this behavior is intentional. This instability is a regular tool used by narcissists, and it serves a specific purpose. After giving someone significant attention, they often withdraw without explanation. While this may appear careless or impulsive, there is calculated reasoning behind it. Their goal is to weaken the emotional security of the person they are involved with by creating uncertainty and self-doubt. Narcissists often take satisfaction in making others feel uneasy and unsure of their own value. The emotional discomfort they create allows them to feel powerful. They enjoy pulling someone close, sparking curiosity and attachment, and then suddenly acting indifferent. This behavior reinforces their belief that they are in control and emotionally untouchable. At the heart of this pattern is the narcissist's need for validation. They crave proof of their importance and superiority. By acting as though your presence or absence does not matter, they build a false sense of dominance. Meanwhile, you become a piece in their control game, and the emotional stress you experience becomes a source of satisfaction for them. When a narcissist suddenly stops communicating and sees that it causes anxiety, confusion, or desperation, it works in their favor. Your concern and attempts to understand what went wrong feed their ego. This response aligns perfectly with their intention, especially when they use intense affection followed by sudden withdrawal as a manipulation tactic. In these moments, narcissists often remain calm and observant. They wait and watch closely, expecting you to feel shaken and to reach out for reassurance or explanation. This back-and-forth dynamic frequently benefits them, particularly with partners or people who are emotionally invested. Sadly, this cycle can repeat endlessly, trapping the other person in ongoing fear and uncertainty. Consider what happens when your reaction does not follow their expectations. Imagine responding to their withdrawal with the same lack of interest they show you. At first, they may believe it is temporary, assuming you will return because they are convinced of your attachment. But when that return never happens, something shifts. If you continue living your life without chasing them, narcissists often begin to feel quiet anxiety. Doubt grows regarding their assumptions and their ability to control the situation. Questions start filling their thoughts. Did they misjudge you? Were they wrong about their influence? Could their behavior actually push you away for good? Because of their nature, many narcissists eventually attempt to reconnect. They often act as if nothing happened, approaching casually with friendly messages or simple questions. They may greet you warmly, asking how you have been or why communication stopped, behaving as though they were not responsible for the silence. During this phase, they carefully study your response. They look for signs of attachment, fear, or loyalty. Their aim is to measure how much emotional power they still hold. If they sense your interest fading, they often intensify their efforts by increasing charm, attention, and affection. They may focus on small gestures designed to make you feel special again. Their intention is not genuine connection, but to reignite your emotional investment. Once they believe you care again, the cycle often repeats. They pull away, create distance, and feel satisfied knowing your worry stems from their actions. Now imagine reversing the dynamic entirely. Picture choosing not to pursue them when they withdraw and instead widening the emotional gap. This reaction can shock a narcissist, especially if they previously relied on you for validation. This is not about playing games, but about refusing to participate in manipulation. Narcissists usually believe they are the strategist in every interaction. They see themselves as the leader, assuming others will respond predictably. When you do not, it disrupts their sense of control. They expected you to chase or react emotionally, yet your indifference challenges their self-image. When you mirror their coldness and show no interest, narcissists often fall into deep overthinking. They struggle to understand why you are not following their script. This confusion can lead to frustration, anger, and insecurity. Ironically, these feelings often cause them to focus even more on you. In some situations, reflecting a narcissist's behavior back at them can make them more invested than you ever were. They may fixate on understanding you, searching for weaknesses, and trying to regain control. Narcissists are highly competitive and expect to win, so losing unsettles them deeply. While mirroring their behavior can be effective in disrupting their tactics, it should never become a long-term strategy. This approach is not meant to turn into a power struggle. The ultimate goal should always be to remove yourself from the situation entirely and reclaim your peace. When a narcissist encounters someone they once underestimated and realizes that person is no longer predictable, it forces uncomfortable self-reflection. They may even question whether there are similarities between you and themselves. Your independence contradicts the image they created of you. Predictability is essential for narcissists. Knowing how someone will react provides them with a sense of safety and control. When that predictability disappears, they become uneasy and distracted. This discomfort can quickly turn into obsession, especially when you show strength they did not expect. Your refusal to conform to their expectations may cause them to think about you constantly. They wonder why you are not responding as planned, how you became emotionally strong, and whether they can regain control. These thoughts can dominate their mind for extended periods. This mental fixation represents a deep emotional investment. The more unpredictable you remain, the stronger their focus can grow. Narcissists often spend the most energy on people who challenge them or refuse to be controlled. Managing a situation where a narcissist is emotionally fixated on you can become increasingly difficult. Continued interaction, even minimal, can deepen their attachment. This is why maintaining distance is essential to protecting yourself. While it may feel empowering to disrupt their tactics initially, prolonged engagement can draw you deeper into toxicity. Over time, their fixation may intensify, making separation harder. Choosing to walk away fully and let go is often the healthiest option. Avoid engaging in draining conversations or explanations, as these only fuel their need for control. Each interaction gives them more material to analyze and more reason to remain focused on you. Narcissists operate with a mindset driven by winning and appearing confident. When faced with situations they cannot dominate, they may become mentally trapped and intensely focused. This unhealthy hyperfocus reflects their inner instability rather than your responsibility. If ignoring them causes them to pursue you, remaining firm in ending the connection is crucial. Their attempts to re-engage may increase, but giving in only restarts the cycle. Recognizing the toxicity of the dynamic is the first step toward freedom.